Welcome everyone! I'm Ray, and today we are going into the next two chapters, and boy, I'm hyped. Last time was so much build up and tension, like, I'm scared, I'm so excited for what's about to happen. And, I mean, I can't forget with what kind of picture we was teased at the end, at the very end of the last chapter. So, we are going to get right into it, right into where we were left off when Otto surprised us. Well, here we are. That's one picture. Like, I want to be greeted by that picture, like, in real life. Whatever. let's just ignore me, okay? You're the one who sent the letters. Ah, indeed. Clown Alpha. But now that we finally meet face to face, a proper introduction is in order. Sadly, I totally forgot what Otto sounds like, so... well, whatever. My name is Otto Apocalypse. Yup. Oh god, he's so hot. I really cannot concentrate with this picture. Oh my... The current overseer of Schicksal. Good information. Thank you, good sir. Don't just stand there. How about you come in and join me in the warm water? That's kind of weird. That's kind of like the boss tells you to come join them while bathing. That's kind of fun though. He did! Oh my god! Okay, I kind of love that. Why is it so adorable? Otto Apocalypse? That's right, it's me in the flesh, the genuine article. Otto Apocalypse. But in this organization, no one else is really bold enough to mention my name. Could he be the person HA spoke about in the Solium recording? But wasn't that person from over 100 years ago? Finally! Finally someone in the story mentions this. Yes. Then is this person second or third generation? After all, he looks incredibly young. He does. Why does he look at us like that? You've probably heard some nasty rumors about me. Some of them are grounded in truth, but others are complete hearsay. Just words from people clutching at straws. But none of that really matters. Oh my god. I didn't come here today as the overseer. But if you and I are to fully trust each other, we should stop using pen names, in case it gets too formal. Why is he scooping over like that? He makes me nervous. Yeah, Welt as well. What are you planning to do? Oh, my dear friend, you need not be anxious. Now is probably not the time for me to tease you like that, speaking like a playwright. Just like she did. Oh my god. I believe it'll calm your nerves if I clearly state my intentions, so let me do just that. I want you, Welt, to be the successor of me. Otto Apocalypse, really? What? Wait, so he is searching for successors? So does he know that he will someday die? Or is he planning to? Oh my god. Like the music, and that they are in the bath, and then they are talking about important stuff, like... That scene is amazing. In other words, I'll foster and guide you, so that once I retire, you'll be able to become the next overseer of Schicksal. Well, that didn't work out. Well, how much better it would have been, maybe not. What do you say to that? What? Ah, indeed. I've given you a bit of a fright going straight for the jugular like that. He's such a tease. This man is such a tease. I cannot get over that. For real, I don't want to simp so hard for him. I don't want to be down bad for him, okay? But like characters that look like that and that behave like that. I mean, behavior like like the way he holds himself and like his posture and everything. That's what I mean right now. Like, that's nope, can't stand it. I mean, I can't withstand it. But you must know, the apocalypses have never been a family held back by blood ties. Oh, interesting. From ancient past to present time, our family has constantly adopted some of the most promising and talented people of this planet. So, if you are willing, today can be the day you join the family, change your surname, and become my sworn brother. That would be really interesting though. What? Making such a request at our first meeting. It's only natural that you'd be confused. But, speaking from my perspective, as the head of the Apocalypse family, I've been observing you for a long, long time. I believe that you, as the opposite of me, will grow to become a truly great leader. Opposite, huh? The opposite? What do you mean by that? Your points of focus, the things you pay attention to, are unlike anyone else's. To put it bluntly, I believe I'm a failure of an overseer. Really? The reason why I became the overseer was based entirely on my own personal desire, but that's not the important point. He really, oh my god. Today's important point is, I wish to have an heir who truly possesses a great gift. Me? Great gift. Yes, great gift. Your so-called gift is one that has yet to manifest, so it's perfectly normal that you think of yourself as a rather ordinary person. So that's that. I've heard you've been reading a lot of books over the past 2 years. So, in your opinion, in the last several thousand years of human civilization, what kind of person could be considered truly great? He's so interesting. I can't. I really can't. It's so freaking interesting. This is the best. Like, that conversation is something I never knew I needed. It doesn't matter. Just say whatever comes to your mind. This is a conversation between pen pals, so there's no need to worry if anything's right or wrong. Oh, this is so interesting. You say that I read a lot. That is clearly an exaggeration. Since you insist on me speaking, I can only list some celebrities. If I have seen further, it is by standing on the shoulders of giants. How about Newton? Wasn't she just poking fun at someone with that statement? Sure, Newton's mathematical insight was certainly unparalleled. But in terms of true greatness, being able to understand a myriad things, I think she is no equal to Shakespeare. Huh. Oh, that is so interesting. Now that you've mentioned Shakespeare, the writer who wrote To Be or Not to Be, what do you think of her? All she did was gather up the various kinds of suffering in our world and line them up on stage for your amusement. Her vision was outstanding, but beneath the surface, she didn't have a single ounce of sympathy within her. Huh. And he says that because he knew her. Like he's seen her. Oh my god. That is so incredible. Going by your logic, thinkers are limited by their narrow scope within their own fields, while creators, because they must frequently draw upon the root of human conflict, need to bear a heart of stone. How about those religious leaders who encourage people to do good? For example, Gautama Buddha. What do you think of him? After nominating a few candidates, we finally ended up with an ancestor of the Apocalypse family. Really? What? Ancestor. I'd really like to tell you all the ins and outs of that story, but if I begin now, we won't be finished for another 3 days and nights. But, to put it simply, he had heart, but lacked strength. He could see things from afar, yet couldn't even look beneath his feet. Therefore, I cannot say that such a person was great. You sure have high standards. In that case, someone with their feet firmly rooted to the ground. Someone who is broad-minded and worldly. The father of modern Russia? Peter the Great? How about him? Peter admittedly had courage, but his massacre of many innocent lives was a stain he could not wash away. A truly great person should be able to prevent unnecessary bloodshed. Like, it's so interesting because He's not wrong. He has a very good point, and even though he is, like, he's not saying of himself that he's a great person. He knows he's not. That's what makes this conversation so interesting. He has kind of a normal view of like those kind of things. He knows that a truly great person should be able to prevent unnecessary bloodshed. So he, in the same breath, knows that he is not a great person, and I don't even know if he cares about that. But that's so interesting. He's so self-aware. Oh, that's so interesting. Oh my god, I do it again. I'm saying interesting like 1,000 times. Please don't do a drinking game with this. You will end up in hospital. Don't do it. maybe go for some orange juice or like, I don't know, anything like that. What about the angel in white who reformed hospital sanitary practices and saved countless lives, Nightingale? She indeed had great talent, but in reality, her lifetime commitment to medical matters limited the growth of said talent. I can think of others like Adam Smith, Darwin, Clausewitz, but according to your impossibly high standards, none of them could be considered truly great people, right? Exactly. These people were all intelligent individuals who by their own capabilities were able to transform the status quo of their own fields. Yet they lacked the power to practice rational thought in other fields beyond their own. Do you think I can achieve what those people couldn't? Of course I cannot guarantee you can achieve it. And indeed, as far as intellect is concerned, you're certainly no match for any of them. But you do possess an advantage that none of them had. An advantage they didn't have? Think about what kind of people you've been dealing with recently. Einstein, the most intelligent person on record. Tesla, the most destructive inventor in history. Planck, the most unconventional physicist of our time. Brigantia, the most powerful Valkyrie of Schicksal. Oh, and there's also the one you just met today, the immortal sage from beyond, Fufa. He literally tells her the name. That's so interesting. They all think rather highly of you, don't you think? Really? You really have no clue about yourself. How should I phrase this? Among us, the one who could connect with all 5 of them is none other than you. Ah, that's interesting. Eh? Don't you understand what I mean? A truly great person is not one who stands out among all walks of life, but one who can cheerfully interact with those outstanding people to bring forth their greatest potential. That's kind of interesting. It's so like a support. Support viable for everyone, kind of. And as far as I know, you're the person most suited to training up and cultivating such greatness. Is it right for a person like me to have as much as I want? If I'm the carnivore of carnivores, then you're the herbivore of herbivores. Herbivore? Carnivore? It doesn't matter if you don't understand this kind of metaphor. They are really truly the opposites. Like, he will do anything to achieve what he wants. He will kill. Welt would... This Welt would never. Like, he just wants the best for all of the ones he cares for. Oh, wait. In that aspect, they're similar. But very different. I just want to remind you that the intrinsic nature of human is not merely made up of their personality and disposition. Before those things, the intrinsic nature of a human is first determined by their nomenon or ontology. Ontology? Ontology is not some mysterious thing. I've been alive for more than 500 years, and yet from beginning to end, my ontology has been nothing more than a vague, imaginary shadow of the so-called saint. He just dropped it. He lived more than 500 years. My ontology has been nothing more than a vague, imaginary shadow of the so-called saint. Wow. 500 years? Nothing to be surprised about. All I did was make a deal with the devil. Besides, if I were you, I wouldn't have had to go such length to achieve that. What do you mean? What I mean is that, in actual fact, it is easier for you than it is for me to live for 500 years. Much easier. How? What? Wait! I swear, don't leave us hanging. Continue. But that's not the focus for today. Fuck you. God damn it. Really? He's infuriating. I love him. God damn it. What I really want to say is that your ontology, under the right guidance, can be 100 times stronger than mine. Mine? Stronger than yours? You're stronger than me. Are you not self-aware? Your ontology is not some single object of longing, but is the synthesis of humanity as a whole. My ontology as synthesis of humanity? If we have chosen the position in life in which we can most of all work for mankind, no burdens can bow us down, because they are sacrifices for the benefit of all. Then we shall experience no petty, limited, selfish joy, but our happiness will belong to millions. Our deeds will live on quietly, but perpetually at work, and over our ashes will be shed the hot tears of a noble people. What I want to ask is, have you ever been envious of someone who could spout such bold and inspiring words? Have you ever felt that, no matter how many times you've been around the sun, you still wish to become an ally of justice? Huh? The World War already ended 10 years ago. How is it that the power supply to the outskirts of London remains so inconsiderate to our needs? Oh, okay. Okay, so the light just went out, okay. Wait here, no need to get up. I'll go ask the managers for something to light up the place. No need. That's so cool. If you are really trying to convince me to do something, next time, please don't spend so much time going on and on about yourself. You don't understand anything at all, Mr. Overseer. Did I say something wrong? No, in fact you didn't say anything wrong. But because of this, it makes it even more difficult to believe you at this very moment. Is that so? Well then, I hope time can give us both the answers we seek. Then I'll take my leave. Let us meet again, my friend. That is so awesome! Oh my goodness. That was the best conversation ever. That was so interesting. And it's so interesting, like, Welt is really, really different. Like, I think many people would be intrigued of what he means and what he says. Like me, I'm really intrigued. I'm really curious, and I would just like really like to talk with him more just to see where it goes. But that's dangerous, and that's a trap. Like, that's exactly the trap he lays. And Welt's just like, no. You're saying nothing wrong, which is creeping me out, so I'm out of here. You're saying exactly what I think or what I believe, kind of. So I think maybe Welt can see through the schemes without even realizing it. Like, that's what I kind of think. And it's really interesting. Welt doesn't care about, like, his story, because he's not interested in getting to know him, like, for now, right? If he would have started different, if he would have just, like, maybe talked to him normal, maybe it would have been different, but Otto is kind of not the type of person, or it's exactly what he wanted and wanted to see how Welt reacts. That could also be the case. There were so many possibilities, and it is so interesting. But let's go on. I think this is Rita's color, so... Mr. Welt, please wait a moment. Who's there? It should be Rita. Purple is Rita. Wow. Like, that's just one chapter. And that's so cool. I am really into it. Like, completely into it. Once again, no dreams today. There was some good quality sleep. The early morning air brings with it a briny scent characteristic of the seaside. A quilt, soaked in moisture, rigidly covers my body. Behind the curtains shines the square-shaped light of the windows. It is indeed a new day. We will pack our luggage and drive back to London. The results of Ada's deciphering work should be waiting for us. True, that was also... oh my god. But I have a strange sense of foreboding, yeah. Feel that. I keep feeling that the fates of myself and the people around me will soon undergo a great change. That is something I had once avoided confronting. At one time, under the excuse of shelving theories, I had refused to think any further. I'm actually not all that fond of London. I just feel that, living under the same roof, we have all gotten used to each other's presence. Even WELT seems like he has always been there with us. Wait! Who's talking? Is it Einstein again? Or is it Tesla? Wait! I didn't know that! God damn it! Now I have to think about it, what they said again. It might be Eins, it might also be Tesla. I hope from the bottom of my heart that this peace will last forever. Okay, it should be Eins. We hold these truths to be self-evident, that all men are created equal, that they are endowed by the Creator with certain unalienable rights, that among these are life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. The free development of each is the condition for the free development of all. Yet, military organizations such as Schicksal are prone to trampling over everything besides the right to live. In life and death situations, this is indeed something that cannot be helped. But unilaterally pursuing a single kind of right will, in many cases also tarnish that right itself. If the fundamental principles of a military organization were to suffer such a subversion, then it will gradually become the same abhorrent existence as the enemies it once destroyed. This is regardless of its leader, whether they be a political and military mastermind such as George. This is regardless of its leader, whether they be a political and military mastermind such as George III or Napoleon I, or a befuddled, incompetent fool like Charles I or Louis, That person, H.A., conveyed her views through her videos. She said that the ideals of Schicksal are fundamentally problematic, and that is what I am the most interested in, like... I mean, we can always see where this is going, like Eins, Tesla, and World. They will go against Schicksal, and we know how, so that's... And they are not wrong in doing so, probably. Oh my god, this is so cool. If this Schicksal goes down the same path as many other empires in history, if it is proven to be an abomination crawlest from the ambitions of a select few, then any person with a conscience must stand on the opposite side against it. However, the other side is even more conspicuous in their intent, like an engine fueled by the flames of revenge. Princess Nancy. No, Hamlet. When I first met the CEO of the GE Mechatronic conglomerate, she left that kind of impression on me. Nancy Thomas Edison, a bona fide real-life version of Hamlet. It's not that she's lacking feelings or desires. It's not that she's lacking humanity. It's just that when it comes to very specific matters, she forcibly erases all such things from consideration, leaving behind a simple trade-off of pros and cons. To take revenge against the Honkai with her own hands, for the sake of her own family, or perhaps for all of humanity. And to this end, she will not hesitate to eliminate any obstacles that get in her way. No rest till victory. Herself, her company, her country, the organization of Schicksal. From her perspective, they are all just bargaining chips towards realizing her goal. It's too disagreeable. Such a life is not a joyous one. To fulfill her goals, she has alienated herself, turning herself into a mere tool to achieve her own wishes. Not to mention the people around her also. Although Tesla is also the type to let her emotions drive her decisions, her direction is completely different. By comparison, it's much cuter. Ah, yeah, that's true. I should sleep some more. Today could be a long day. true. Ding dong, I guess. Oh, that's cute. And we are and we are getting more of the more pictures kind of. What time is it? Who's ringing the doorbell? Mophead, go check. Huh? She already got up and left. You're not some 80-year-old grandma. Stop waking up so early. Ding dong, ding dong. Ah, so noisy. Let me get out of bed, you idiot. Oh, new outfit. Oh, that looks so good. Oh, he looks so good. Good morning, Dr. Tesla. Who are you? Early in the day. Mr. Welt, a moment, if you please. Who said that? It's me, Rita. Boss? Wait, boss? The corridor is not a good place for conversation. Please follow me. This is all quite sudden, and I'm simply quite mortified. But... What happened? The clothes you sent for washing have not had time to dry. Out here, once the power goes out, it will continue for half a day or so. I'm afraid you may need another change of clothes for when you go home tomorrow. I didn't bring any extra coats. That last set, I accidentally got some mud on it at the beach. Don't worry, don't worry. This is the fault of our own negligence, so about your coat, I'll find a way to solve it. I happen to have a set of men's formal wear here. Would you like to try it out? Hell yeah! Oh yeah, he looks good. I like that. Yeah, that's good. Ah, not bad, not bad. It certainly fits you well. It feels like it's tailor-made. My eye for measurements is very accurate. Ah yes, here's a gift left for you by another guest. Another guest? Her name was Fuha? She said she's a friend of yours. Fuha? What? Why would she... Can I open it here and take a look? Of course you may. What is this? All these bells and whistles? A pepper spray? What? A spray can for girls to defend themselves with. A single pew or squirt to the face and it'll cause great discomfort and suffering to any potential offender. Though there's only enough compressed air for a few uses, because it is so easy to operate. It's virtually foolproof. For an esteemed guest like you, it seems quite practical, no? How is this practical? This packaging, no matter how you look at it, it still looks like a girl's toy. But... why would she think I would need something like this? Why wouldn't you? Can you protect yourself? You haven't shown us that you can protect yourself, and she's a Valkyrie. She can't kick your butt. So it's not... okay, she thinks it's really funny. Pepper spray? This poor overseer. Even his own Valkyries really look down on him. Alright. After inspecting it carefully, I found a note inside the gift box. Distant shores and flat sands, the setting sun returns home to a luminous twilight. I have no idea what that means. Seems kind of foreboding. So you should just keep it safe. When you really do find yourself in trouble, just recite that poem and maybe she'll make a special trip just to save you. Really? Is that what it is? Ugh. I bet Dr. Tesla's eating her heart out. Eat your own heart? Why should I be feeling jealous? I was saying... that matter with the overseer, leaving him be, is that really okay? If you really want to take the matter into your own hands, how would you go about it? It's not that I want to do it personally. Okay, I know you're actually quite worried. But honestly, if worst comes to worst, we can all just change jobs and jump over to Edison's side. It'll be nothing extraordinary. Don't you hate her a lot? Yeah? But so what? In the case that something does go wrong, do you think it's better that we abandon you to your fate? But it's cute, they would really stick with him. They would even change their whole life for him. I mean, she would. I don't know about Eins, but I think she would too. No, that's not what I meant. Then shut up, you. When the sky is falling, it's not up to you to keep propping it up. Besides, I really admire your courage to straight up choke him to death with a pepper spray. What? Don't you feel the same, Mophead? What? Later that day. Oh my god. Ada, please. Oh my god, we are so going to get cliffhanger. I feel it. I hope not. Everyone, the encrypted information in the Solium has been completely decrypted. There are a total of 2 pieces of content, a string of text and another video. Let me start with the text, may I? As usual, Ida projected the text directly into the air. It is English. Follow the Freedom Trail, then visit Lexington in the midnight. That's the text. Follow the Freedom Trail, then visit Lexington in the midnight. Does this mean a tour of Boston? Really? Are they really going to toss us back and forth from one side of the planet to the other? We should finish watching the video first. Yes, please. I'm sorry. Wait, she has a scar now. Wait, is that later on? The person in the image is obviously the mysterious HA. But what is that? Oh, I'm sorry. I'm just like, is that a scar or is that a crack? She looks very different. However, she seems to be older than when she recorded the last video. Okay, so she didn't die in the last. That's, I mean, yeah, good. So she has a scar, she's older. First of all, congratulations on your successful description. Explorers of the distant future. I do not know what kind of experience it is to travel back and forth across oceans in your era. Maybe it is a trivial thing. But still, I would like you to take your time and think carefully about what you will do with the information after you have found the last piece of Solium. I trust you remember the conclusion I mentioned earlier, yes? Schicksal's brute force methods will never defeat the Honkai. Here, I will admit it. This is merely my personal opinion, although I still believe that this judgment is correct. I won't insist that you endorse my point of view. Nobody is perfect. In the previous video, you would have seen me in my younger days, full of blood and vigor, seething with hatred for all evil, seizing every minute of every hour of every day. I won't say I've changed, but at least as I continue to live my life incognito, I've learned to observe this world with a broader perspective. So did she flee from Schicksal? Rather than being blindly hostile to anyone, I focused instead on improving the ability to make good judgments. I want you all to do the same. Whatever your positions may be, I still hope that you can listen intently to the deepest voice in your hearts. I don't want to click just because I really want to take a look at the picture for a second. And I don't know when it will just go away. But this seems way too important. Like that orb thingy, it's way too important. I really don't know. Can we trust her? You must know, in this world, the one thing that you cannot take back is time and effort wasted on misjudgment, acting alone in a way that defeats your own purpose. Actions are just means to an end. Ideas are our true guiding stars, which is why I hope you will all spare no effort to once again visit our country, a country that had never before existed in ancient history. What? The United States of America. She was founded by such a group of people. They respected the inner voices in their hearts and bravely stood up to protect the justice they believed in. It is about time I tell you my real name. Oh, please, please, please. I am Harmony Ayette Moutier. Is she French? Descendant of Gilbert de Moutier, Marquis de Lafayette. Okay, that title, I've heard it. I don't know where, whatever. Or you can address me by using my nickname from the business world. Okay, here comes the drop. Godfather. Huh? What? What? Marquis de Lafayette? He had such a descendant? Who's that? Some kind of noble from the past? Hey, don't you guys know about the Marquis de Lafayette? Good heavens! So who is this Marquis? At age 18, participated in the American Revolution. At age 36, participated in the French Revolution. At age 72, participated in and led yet another French Revolution, known as the hero of the two worlds. There are a lot of revolutions. Wow. Such a person. You dare say you don't know? Probably because I'm neither French nor American. I will just use that excuse as well. Anyway, let me tell you, just in Boston alone, there are 5 roads, all named Lafayette Avenue. Think about that. Her ancestors were her ancestors, and she was... Wait, her ancestors were her ancestors, and she was her own person. We don't need to care about such empty things. True. But ultimately, we still don't have an inkling about what we're about to discover. But despite this, I think we may have possibly reached a point of no return. Tesla. Welt. From this point onwards, we are deciding to withhold the truth from people who have greater authority and influence than us. Oh my goodness, that's dangerous. But still, do we wish to proceed? To uncover the secret that this godfather took great pains to keep concealed to the present day? Well, that was something, wasn't it? Oh my god. So many things just happened. First, we really met Otto, and we really, Welt really talked to him. Which is amazing, and scary, and crazy. And he wants him to become the next overseer. That's really something. I really don't know what to make of that. Like, wow. That is, I never would have seen this coming, honestly, because I mean, I have read the next manga, so I know what side Welt was, like, on, kinda. Like, oh god. I really don't want to talk too much about, like, where this manga leads yet. Because, I mean, yeah, it will lead to, like, to the foundings of Anti-ENtropy. And our main characters will be, like, the main characters, so that's that. And but it's just so interesting that it won't be, like, they want evil. Like, that's not right. Like, Schicksal seems definitely to be the one in the wrong. But that makes it so much more interesting, like, because we have Kiana and Mei and all of them who are our main characters. Who are, like, on the side of Schicksal, which is so interesting. So I'm really curious when the divide will happen there. But that's not the point here. Let's get back to these 2 chapters, because that's just really so interesting. Like, everything. Oh my god. I still can't get over that we saw Otto and Welt, like, casually talking while having a bath. Like, that's definitely a different approach, I think. And oh my god, we saw HA again. I really don't know what to make of her. Like, in the first video, I was willing to trust her because it seemed that there was something really, really bad going on, and maybe she lost her life there. That's what I kind of thought. But it doesn't seem that way because she's older now and she kind of lived incognito, so she probably fled from Schicksal and lived like secluded, or I don't even know, maybe not even secluded, but with someone who's like against Schicksal. I don't know. But that is so interesting, and I really, really want to see where this is going. If you guys enjoyed these 2 chapters as well, don't forget to leave a like and subscribe. It would really make my day and you won't miss anything anymore. And I hope I see you guys next time. Bye!